All right there, folks. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? It's your host, Ninja Bread God, and your co-host, SubtleFraudulence, and welcome to the second edition of good old-fashioned Shadowrealminess. Welcome to the Shadowrealm Podcast, episode 2. That being said, how you been, man? I know it's been about a week since we last recorded, but let me know how's it going, dude.
Oh, it's going pretty well, besides the fact that my dog got some fleas.
Oh, man,
from,
ripperoni, dude.
Yeah, now I'm battling the fleas because they're all trying to give me the hands everywhere I go.
I mean, that's what they do. I mean, I'd rather it be fleas than bed bugs. I wouldn't wish bed bugs on anyone.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
I had a family member who ended up somehow getting bed bugs in their house, and dude, their house was awful, dude. They were like, yo, you can't even go to sleep, you can't move, you gotta get the special shampoo, you gotta go over here, you gotta wash you gotta get the sanitization on everything that moves, you gotta fit it on things that don't move, and it's just like you gotta do like a whole episode of Extreme Makeover House Edition at this point, just to get your house in a sanitary, safe living space yet again. And I'm like, this isn't a home. It's a house, but it's not a home. You can't live there comfortably with bed bugs.
Yeah, you got to get a new house. That's all that is.
It's their house now. They're paying the bills now. It's over for me. Take my name off the lease and put bed bugs. So it's over for me. My home ownership, it's over. I'm back on the streets, guys. Back on the streets.
That's some wild stuff right there. You get booed out of your own house by bed bugs.
Also, I don't know if some of you guys have seen this, but look up some of those videos of these people that have bed bug colonies in jars and watch what happens when they just put their hand on the lid, and that warmth from just their hand sends them into a wild frenzy, and they just pursue to the top. It's wild. It is wild how sensitive those things are to climate. They'll be deep, because this is how they work. They work deep inside your mattress. They're in the nucleus of your mattress. They're nowhere near the surface. They're near the spring if you have a box spring. They're near the springs. But when you lay on top of it, they sense that heat of you moving around and the friction, and then they come up and just get you. And by the time you wake up, they're already back in their sleep state. So it's definitely not good. But at least, I think with fleas, mostly you see them on the floor and just residual areas, and they're not coming in big, huge clumps. And you just got to vacuum for the most part. You get rid of them. Vacuum.
Yeah. Vacuum, and then they have some things that you can put on your carpet to kill off the eggs, things like that.
Yeah, special powders, and some recommend certain shampoos, like carpet shampoos, which is a thing, just in case for you uncultured and unclean folks out there who want to level up your good old-fashioned house and humble abode. There is carpet shampoos. Make your carpet softer, cleaner, and give them that nice, funky, fresh smell. I recommend it. I've done it before. Most people would also recommend that you get certain vacuums that have or I shouldn't say vacuums, they're shampooers. They look like vacuums, but they're meant specifically to shampoo your carpet. Some dual vacuum. It's a whole industry thing. Anyways, on to the real topics at hand. First and foremost, this is a personal issue. I know we opened up one of your personal issues with the whole flea thing, but man, did you know Hewlett Packard, HP, the scumbags over there, have printer ink DRM? Did you know this?
Printer ink DRM?
Printer ink DRM.
How does that even work?
All right, let me tell you the trash that HP decided was a brilliant idea to throw upon their users. All right, so my dad bought a printer about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I guess it came with a free trial of this premium ink, which was I think it's called Insta Ink. I believe that's what it's called. And it's a service where if you keep up with it, what happens is if you register for the service, put in your address, blah, 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 so on and so forth, they will mail you cartridges every month. So instead of you having to go out and buying them, it's like Netflix. At the beginning of a month, they'll just mail you cartridges, so you don't have to worry about getting them. You always have ink on standby, And if you're a business or something that is running through ink just like crazy, all right, I can understand a use for this, because it's I believe it's like 5 or 15, somewhere in that dollars a month. Like it's around Netflix prices. But regardless, point is that's how the system works. However, a lot of printers, when they sold them, came with like a free insert time period here of, the subscription, right? So you didn't have to worry about it. So we have like these full cartridges of ink that he's been buying, because he's actually been buying the instant ink ones because they've been working on the printer thus far. And obviously, if you open up your printer and, my dad's turning 80 next year. That's right, folks. The big hurrah. He's 79 right now. So yeah, he's been around. Point is, when you get to that age, you just monkey see, monkey do. You saw what ink it came with, and you just kept purchasing that ink, right? So one day, this week, tries to print. It says, you're not enrolled in the program, so you can't use this ink. Yeah, that's right. Even if you were using the ink the day before, if you click over and you're no longer enrolled, your printer will lock up and say, sorry, fam, you aren't paying us. Therefore, by proxy, sorry, dog, you can't use this ink that's already in your machine. Wild. The cheek.
That is ridiculous.
The audacity of, how could you, sir and or madam? Right?
Yeah, that is the wildest thing ever. They have some sort of DRM that tells you, no, you can't use that because you're not paying us. Sorry, I know that the ink is necessary to printing, but since that's not the right ink and you're not paying the extra money on top of you having already bought our printer, that's nonsense.
Yeah, but the thing that's crazy is it's not even premium ink. You could get you can literally go to the store, and what we did was we bought the regular HP ink. It's the same ink. It's the same. It's the biggest scam.
So even if you buy the regular HP ink, it's still going to be like, no, you can't use that.
No. You can use the regular HP ink, but let me tell you this, right? Let's say you have instant ink in, your cyan cartridge was instant ink, only cyan. The yellow, magenta, and black were normal, right?
Right.
When you try to print, it will say you can't print because the cyan is wrong. So you would think, all right, well, I don't have any cyan here, so I'll just take the cyan out. It will then tell you that you need to insert the cyan cartridge. You were going to have to go out and buy another cartridge before it is going to allow you to have the pleasure of printing your ink. I forget which model it is, but we have an office jet, and I'm thinking, well, we about to trash that, because that's trash. That is actual garbage. And on top of it all, while that is terrible, while that is trash, while that is awful, their customer support, I wanted to test something. So I asked them, because, they have the online support where you can just type in and, they'll connect you to somebody, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So dude is yeah, man, so what's going on? I told him about the printer, and I told him about it. It's I already knew what the fix was. We already had it fixed. I just wanted to see what he was going to say. And he's yeah, so we can enroll you here. And it's just how about regular cartridges? It's well, we really don't want to recommend the regular cartridges. And it's just oh, how you not want to recommend your own product, fam? It's a little suspect to me, if you ask me.
That's not enough money, obviously.
Big facts. Because we if we were to really count how many pages we printed per year, it's less than 100. Most of the stuff we work with is either digital in some way, shape, or form, or it's somebody who we can only be reached through a fax machine. And for some reason, this printer also has a fax machine in it. I know that kind of dates it a little bit, but some people are still about that fax life. But it is what it is. I'm a little shook sometimes, but printer, ink, DRM, ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Disrespecting it 100%.
Oh, yeah. 200% right there. The fact that you're going out of your way to print something in 2018 and they're no, you got to pay us extra to do that. It's well, then I might as well just email them a PDF or something.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do this to me. Hello? It's 2018. Printing is almost archaic. We have 3D printers right now. Yo, could you imagine if they had a 3D printer and it was just nah, fam, not today.
I was about to say, when you were talking about the premium, like the premium service, I was supposed to be like, do they like 3D print the ink for you whenever you need more?
They might as well at this point, did. But yeah, so yeah, HP scumbags. I'm sick of you. Legit sick of you. But pushing all past that, esports culture. I know we've been talking about esports for a while online. I know that, since we both play fighting games, esports is something that has definitely snuck up on us, and we've embraced it. Some could say we've even thrived in it. We've enjoyed it. We've reaped a lot of the benefits, so to speak, going to these conventions and things of that nature, meeting people, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But all that aside, there's some stuff online where it's just like the content thievery is at an all-time high. All-time high. How do I know this, you may be asking? The Dragon Con tournament has been stolen by 2 different people and uploaded to their YouTube channels.
Are you serious? The Dragon Con ones?
Yeah, for Tekken. It's uploaded twice in 2 other places.
Like the full tournament, not just like clips?
No, not just clips. I'm talking about like, it says full tournament. From top to bottom.
That is surprising. I mean, one says that tournament did pretty well as far as online goes, if people are actually trying to steal it like that. But 2, how in the that?
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like even like smaller esports organizations are having a tough time avoiding the piracy, avoiding the leeches. Because I mean, what isn't there one guy called like Humble Gamer or something like that? And he just steals a bunch of tournaments. But like, it's getting to a point now where it's not even tournaments that are feeling the effects of this. There are people that are like going to top players for fighting games, FPSs, league stream, and they're just taking their entire stream and uploading the entire thing to their channel like they made it. Like, you'll be like Sonic Fox and go, like, let's say Sonic Fox and Leffen play an online set. There's some other channel that's neither of them that's like Sonic Fox versus Leffen, Battle of Gods 2, full movie. And like, it's like the most clickbait stuff, and like the thumbnails are always like these really, really, like they just found, like they're like a kid who just got on Instagram and found the bloom effect on their iPhone.
Yeah. And the problem with stuff like that is that like places like event hubs will see it and be like, oh yeah, you guys watch this amazing online set between Sonic Fox and Leffen right here. Oh my god, they bust out their new characters. And it's like, but that's from someone who is not either of them and is trying to profit off of their streams without
putting in any work, like not even editing. Like some of them don't even edit. Like, they don't edit out nothing. And then some of them have the nerve to not only not edit the footage or do anything with the footage that makes it transformative in any way. Oh no. Then they have the nerve to put their watermark on the footage. And I'm just like, yo, this ain't World Star. This ain't the Wild Wild West. Get some help. Like, what?
The best ones are when you can see the actual like Twitch player or like like whatever video player because they're like hovering over it and stuff, and you can see that they're definitely stealing it or just just recording the stream and just like, yeah, here it is, guys. And then they have the nerve to put in like 240p or something nonsensical like that. Like, here, watch this low quality nonsense.
And like the thing about it is, it's just like, I'm sure on their end they think they're just doing a thing. They're just uploading content, but at the end of the day, you're taking views and viewership away from the people who put in the hard work, the sweat, the tears, the grind into this passion that they have, whether it's being a player, tournament organizer, event runner, planner, whatever. I mean, we've ran events now, and I can tell you, the last thing we need when we suffering in the heat dome or the Arctic Circle, as we did at Dragon Con,
Yup.
having to set up equipment, go upstairs, freight elevators, making sure the internet is like actually available, talking to certain people to get new wires added into the venue so we can make sure that we have enough power for all of the tournaments, making sure the stages are safe. We got to make sure that all the stuff works. You got to make sure that you can do this stuff on time, dealing with venues that don't open their doors when they say they open their doors. people who won't let you use the freight elevators because of security reasons, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people would not believe. Like, they think, like, we just instant transmission the setups, the wires, the boxes in there, and it just works. Like, well, hello? Trust me, that is...
It's a lot of work, and it's really annoying work, too.
And it's like, it's great when you can see people having a platform that you've given them to actually do stuff and, be creative and have their passion and do all that stuff that they want to do. But it's like, my guy, my dude.
This is actually one of the reasons why Spooky recently came out and was like, you guys have to sub to my stuff. If you don't sub, you don't get certain things. That's just how it's gonna go, because I'm tired of you guys like thinking that you could just mooch and then on top of that steal my stream and you profit more off of it.
Yeah, because it's weird. It's weird because you'll see a channel like Team Spooky or someone who runs their own events, and they'll upload the videos, but they'll upload them with maybe you watch the first ad at the beginning, and then maybe there's an ad that's halfway through the video at most. That's it. And sometimes the ad that's in the video isn't even a video that, an ad that stops the video. It's like one of those little cards at the bottom that you can just click the X on and, move on with your viewing experience. But some of these people who steal footage, if it's a 3-hour video, there's an ad every 15 minutes. You just see a whole bunch of yellow blocks of cheese in the video time player. And you're just like, hello? After every set, my God. And it's like for if you're not watching ad blocker, if you're trying to watch the whole tournament, it's like watching a modern day NFL event with how many commercials they are running throughout. Speaking of which, I watched the Saints and Giants game over the past weekend. This is just a little side thing. And it got to a point where the commentators were even laughing about how many commercial breaks there were.
Yeah, it especially with events like that, it's gotten out of hand. The stupid thing is that even if you report these channels, because YouTube is so awful with stuff like this, it takes so much time that by the time they actually get banned or deleted or whatever,
nobody's getting views off that tournament anyway. They've already capped.
Yeah. It's already been too long. It's already been the couple of weeks to a month since the tournament, so people aren't really as interested in watching those videos because there's another tournament that happened that they want to watch.
Yeah, and there's also a couple of things that I'm pretty sure you've heard about. I think Wednesday Night Fights, could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but I think it's Wednesday Night Fights said they can't run a certain tournament anymore because Bandai didn't give them the go ahead and the license to run the tournament.
I think. I think it might have been the city. No, not the city. God,
I thought somebody couldn't run Dragon Ball because Bandai didn't want them to.
Yeah. No, it was Body Count Fighting. They were
Body Count.
They got a kind of cease and desist sort of thing from Bandai Namco for one of their events, and it wasn't a big deal to them because they knew about it and they knew how to deal with it, but they were already in the process of getting the proper whatever certifications or whatever authorizations that they needed to actually show the tournament, but they had posted some footage of it before they got that, and Bandai Namco came with the quickness. It was just no, you guys got to take that off. Yeah, not until you get that approval.
They hit him with that content cop, yo. Woo! Nah, fam, not today. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, but not today.
Bandai Namco was super serious about that with Dragon Ball.
Well, I mean, it is a precious IP. I mean, that's one of the That's one of the special ones. That's one of the sacred ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's their baby right there.
This ain't no My Hero, all right? I mean, My Hero's getting there, but it's not there yet.
I didn't even realize that My Hero Japan, and I saw some Twitch footage of it, and I was just oh, they already have the game. The game is out, and then apparently it's coming out next week or something. Here in the States, but
yeah, October's got too many games, dude.
Yeah, it does.
What money are we going to have?
Fist of the North Star came out today. Soul Calibur is coming out in 2 weeks. What else? I think Warriors Orochi 4 might be coming out this month, actually. There's My Hero. I can't think of any other games. I don't
I
know why.
mean, we could talk about Mega Man 11,
Oh yeah,
Assassin's
that is
Creed
happening.
Odyssey, if you're into Assassin's Creed,
Oh,
Super
that came out today, didn't
Mario.
it?
Yeah, it came out today if you pre-ordered, but you got to wait till
Okay,
the 5th if you want to just get, the regular game. I think Disgaea 1 Complete comes out on the 9th or something like that. Black Ops
that's
4
silly.
comes out on the 12th.
That's right. I forgot about that.
The World Ends With You Final Remix, which is a Switch
Yeah,
thing, but whatever. I
it's
want
coming
to say
out.
Warriors Orochi 4 drops this month.
Yeah.
Dark Souls Remastered drops on the Switch, so if you have a Switch and you care about that. Soul Cal
Wow, it
6
hasn't come
drops
out
on...
yet.
No, it hasn't. Red Dead Redemption 2 drops at the end of the month.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's too much. It's too much too fast.
And then you get the November break, and then December comes, and you have to spend. Actually, no, you don't even get a break in November because the GameCube adapter, the GameCube controller, and the special Smash Ultimate Switch all come out in November, and then the actual game comes out in December.
Yeah, like, it's definitely like you get in the hands. Like, if you have a wallet and you are a gamer, it's hands time. Like, you thought the Steam Summer Sale this year was the bait. The fall stuff and the winter is the big cavalcade of oof to the wallet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, esports culture, it's a little interesting. I have noticed that there's a lot more rubbing elbows that goes on than a lot of people may have first alluded to, because there's a lot of people out there who want to only be in esports as a competitor. And look, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. I'm gonna keep it real with all of you folks. Being a competitor is great, but some people do not understand the pressures of being an actual signed competitor in a lot of these games, especially if you're on an individual basis game, like a fighting game or something like that, or a game like Hearthstone where it's you versus somebody else, not a team-based game. Because in a team-based game, yeah, you may have a game where you're not really feeling it, you're not that great, but your teammates can bail you out because you know enough about the game to just not do anything stupid to throw the game. You know what I'm saying? But in these individual games, these people are like, man, I want to be sponsored and all this stuff. And, I really want to run the grind and, run the gambit, just fully go through the gauntlet, blah, 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 run me through the ringer. But it's like...
Okay. Here's the tech for that, first off, for fighting games at least, because the way that they're making fighting games now, it's like they're trying to make them, easy entry so that casuals can see the game, see the IP, and be like, oh, I really want to play that. That Street Fighter 5, that looks really easy. I want to, be just like Justin Long. So what you have to do, Dragon Ball is definitely the biggest example of this. The first month, the first couple of weeks to a month, maybe even 2 months, that's the time where you really got to grind hard on the game and look for getting a sponsor, because that's when sponsors are really looking at people, and that's when you have the best chance, because everybody's kind of on equal playing field, unless it's a game like Tekken 7 that's been in arcades for ever. Or unless you're one of those crazy Smash monsters who's been going to Best Buy just to play the ultimate demo, something nonsensical like that. But yeah, most sponsors are looking at those first 2 weeks, and they're just like, oh, this guy's been doing really good in this tournament. I'm gonna sponsor him. After that, boy,
you really have to prove yourself, because if you're someone who wasn't there at launch, now you're behind the 8 ball of people who are already top players, who are already grinding things, and they know things about the game that you won't know for at least a year. Because there are some little tiny nuanced things that you won't know that people who've been playing the game since launch just started complaining about. And it's really hard to find that balance of things that are practical to you where you are at your skill level. Because sometimes you got to break down things you got to break it down to a science, you got to start compartmentalizing the big issue about your play. Because if you watch a video of you playing and someone tells you every little nuanced thing that you have to fix, you're going to try to fix it all at one time. And then by proxy, you'll either do one of two things: fix nothing or get worse, because you're too concerned about trying to fix every little thing as opposed to working on bite-sized pieces of improvement. But what I was trying to get to is, I don't think a lot of people understand what type of sacrifice it takes to be a competitor in one game, because a lot of times, most of you are not good enough to be godlike and take time off.
Also, another point on that is that it's way to be, anything close to like top, 20 or top, even like top 50, top 100 in any of these new games, because there's like all the tech that you have access to is out there on the internet. Like there's nothing that's hidden. And so everybody is so like everybody's good because everybody has the access to the same stuff that you do. So it's only a matter of experience, and things like that when it comes to if you're better than somebody. So it's so much harder to like go to a tournament for like Street Fighter 5 or Dragon Ball or even like Soul Calibur 5 is probably gonna be like that, where you go there. 6. I keep saying 5. Yeah, it's 6.
I understand. There's only 4 Soul Calibur games that are out right now. The 5th one just didn't happen, so this one's 5.
No, man, the 3rd one didn't happen. Boy, oh boy, that was a single player Soul Calibur game. That was not a versus game. but anyways, yeah, even that is going to be really hard to be like dominating at, because so many people are going to be good. Like random Joe Schmo number 6 is going to be at home online playing all the time. He's going to learn all the tech, and then he'll come out to one tournament, and that's the one tournament where he's in your pool, and you're like, oh, this guy, I've never even heard of him, and then he just bodies you. Sends
you right to this podcast. Sends you right to the Shadowrealm, folks. It's over for you.
Yeah, because he's been playing like 300 games, and you've only played like 50 games offline.
This man's got it in his blood, bro. But I do have a question though. How would you feel if there was two online gods make it to top 8 and they play each other and they go and turn on the in-game online delay just in their match? Like, would that not be the like? I had a dream about that situation, and when I woke up, I was like, "That's wild." Would it be allowed?
That, of course, that would not be allowed. But like. Maybe in some cases they'll just kind of look at each other like, we don't really have a rule for this, and they're both agreeing to it, so I guess we got to let it rock. But in most cases, that's not the smart thing to do, anyways. So
I didn't say it was a smart thing to do. I was just saying, could you imagine if like they just did it?
Oh boy, that's a troll. Somebody's gonna come up there and be like, "No collusion. You guys both get off the stage. You both lost."
It's gonna be the 2 Bayonettas at the Evo this year all over again. Nah, fam, I'm gonna need you to don't even go to that menu, fam. You better go right there to versus. Get on player 1. There you go.
I mean, with that, those two are like best friends. I think there's some kind of weird conspiracy with like the top Bayonetta players in Smash 4, where like they're all really, really close friends, like because it seems like that. But yeah, those two were like really good friends. They were like having a conversation the whole time. Both of them were like really mad. I think mostly it was Captain Zach more, but like they were all pretty mad because every time they played a match, you had these dumb kids in the background. Boo! Oh my God, you're playing Bayonetta? It's like, oh my God, heaven forbid that he picked the best character in the game when he wants to win.
I mean, like I said, a lot of people don't understand what's at stake in a lot of these esports situations because let's face it, folks. I know Injustice 2 has probably had one of the worst pot prize splits of all time. But, like, my man, you could go out to a qualifying event, you get 16th place, and you lost to, like, just, a flash mix-up that crossed up, but it didn't cross up, but then it said cross up anyway. You lose 60% of your health after you've already clashed, and then you just die, and that's the difference between you making $700 and getting hey, you tried. A pat on the back. Because, I mean, we saw some of the prize, like, there'd be some prize pots where, like, 8th place got, like, 120 bones. But 1st place got, like, 60K. Like, it's like, hello?
That sounds like a Melee top 8 to me.
Because the thing that's funny about it is, like, all right, so when it comes to esports, I'm going to tell you why you probably don't want to be a player. This is going to be lengthy. This might be, like, a 5-minute little preamble here, but this is why you would never just want to focus on being a top player if you're someone who's just now like, unless you were like Jesus on the sticks. This is why. Number 1, you have to put a almost countless amount of hours into grinding your craft to make sure that you not only can catch up to the competition, pass the competition, but keep grinding so that no one can pass you, because as Subtle Fraudulence just mentioned, since all the tech is always out there, anytime the community learns and you're not playing, you are now losing ground. And sometimes it could be like a character comes out, or a character that was once deemed unviable. Someone finds out some tech that, allows them to special cancel something that they're not supposed to special cancel, and the developers let it rock. And then like you're in tournament, and then that guy hits you with it, and you're like, I have no answer for that. Help me, send SOS. You out here trying to send smoke signals to the squad, but you weren't there leveling up, and you weren't there grinding. Therefore, you're falling behind. And on top of that, let's face it, folks, I don't know about you, but I never want to lock myself into playing one game. And a lot of you out there, y'all are fiends. Y'all want to play other games. So if y'all start playing other games, but y'all aren't on the grind, and you think you're just going to pull up to a tournament, you might get sent to the Shadowrealm in pools before you even get to round 3 because you weren't grinding, so you lost to Joey Two Shoes 437. Excuse me, XX Johnny Two Shoes, 437. My bad, I forgot the two X's at the beginning. And it's really difficult to maintain that level of consistency in terms of being a top player, because there's a lot of top players who like consistently get top 32, top 16, but their sponsors do not pay them like you think they might be getting paid. Everybody ain't get the Justin Wong treatment. Some people just get a free plane ticket to go to an event. Some of them still got to buy their pass. Some of them got to pay for their own food. Some people, while they got a free flight, still have to pay, for, amenities in the room, all that type of stuff. They got to, pay for just general food and general eating. They don't get a food budget. And then on top of that, if you go to that tournament and you lose, now you got to worry about, oh man, am I going to have a sponsorship when I get home? Man, because a lot of people, they don't have contracts. A lot of people have verbal agreements. Like, yeah, you could be sponsored, and it's like, where's your contract? Oh, I didn't sign one. I just had an agreement with some dude on Twitter, and they emailed me an email. They sent me a jersey in the mail. Yeah,
they emailed me a jersey.
Yo, yeah, man, you got a 3D printer. You know how to print the design, right? Yo, can you see someone coming in with a 3D printed jersey, bro? Yeah, I would be appalled.
I think that would actually be the new wave right there.
The new wave. Bro, who's your sponsor? 3DP?
But yeah, some sponsors are not sponsors at all. They're
basically clans who print out jerseys.
Yeah, the jersey supplier. That's pretty much it. And like in most cases, like since it's really, really new, especially to the fighting game scene, if you have a sponsor, that doesn't even mean you'll really get paid. That just means you'll get somewhere, and that sucks, because in order to be good enough for the sponsor to want to keep you, you need to dedicate a lot of your time, which means in most cases you won't really have time for like a regular job or anything like that. And if you do, that means you just say goodbye to sleep. Because you got to practice at some point, unless you're just you're just godlike, you just need to play a few sets to warm up right before you get into that tournament.
Because there's certain people who are like top of the line, like pristine top players, and clearly they can do what they need to do in order to facilitate a nice, healthy, steady income from their sponsor, to the point to where they can negotiate. Hey man, the sponsor's not paying me enough. I'm thinking about walking. Like, they have like that level of, clearance to make those decisions. But for most of you trying to get in, some of y'all be trying to sell your souls just to get, a couple of letters on front of your name on the bracket sheet and a jersey mailed to you. Because some of them, they don't even send their players out. You are basically just saying, yeah, I'm volunteering to be a walking commercial for you. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you remember this, there's been a couple of esports organizations that basically promised their players things and then just folded off and went into the Shadowrealm overnight.
Yeah, I remember some of this.
Because there was one, I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to bless them with any more clout. But there was a couple of people who were running Injustice 2 tournaments when Injustice 2 first dropped. They even ran some stuff for MKX. They had a little bit of a weekly. All of a sudden, they players and all that stuff that they had for 2K, and just, all of a sudden they weren't getting paid, and all of a sudden they couldn't find a contact with their boss, and all of a sudden the Twitter account just ended up turning into, don't worry guys, we'll be back with more NBA Live 2016 or 2017, whichever it was. That was 2017, and then like they didn't tweet for like 5 months. Like, could you imagine if you just pulled up to your job and there was a sticky note that just said ghosted? You look up and the sign's not even up there anymore. It's like, yeah. It's like, hello, am I sponsored? Like, hello. But yeah,
it's all still like really, really,
it's really new.
Yeah, especially to the FGC like scene. It's all still like the whole sponsorship thing is really, really new. It's weird, like even seeing like Melee players and Smash players and stuff getting sponsored is wild, because remembering forever ago, you only had like the top 2 Smash players who would get sponsored, and that was like a sponsor from other Smash players who had their own like organization or something. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna help you out. Or secretly you had stuff like EMP Mewtwo King, which people didn't even know about that in Smash scene because nobody knew who EMP was until you cared about other games. But
yeah,
I digress. It's all still super new, which is why like a lot of new sponsors are trying to get people to do other things like stream, because that gets a lot more revenue.
Yeah, and then there's this other thing that people have been doing for a while. Like, I'm pretty sure Noble still has it, but Noble Esports used to have this thing called a stream team, and it's people who may not even be good at the game, but they're either entertaining, attractive, because we know thirst sells like the Dickens on the internet, and something along those lines. And they literally just say, yeah man, you're part of Noble stream team, we don't have to pay you, you just got to shill our product. And every now and then you'll get retweeted by Noble, which basically it's like that whole working for exposure meme, but the exposure is actually there.
Yeah, exactly.
And some people do get paid. I don't know if Noble's one of the people that pay. They might be, because I'm pretty sure Noble has money like that. But
yeah, it's all based on like who sponsors them. That's why you have things like Liquid being sponsored by HTC, and I think Monster also sponsors them. It's all based on who backs you at this point. So that teams that have like more backing from like regular companies, they end up being able to afford things like what was I going to say? Like content creators, coaches. That's what it is.
Coaches.
Some teams have coaches. They hire people who are literally only there to coach the top players, and that's wild. Because some events don't even support coaching.
Like, nah, dog, you can't coach. What's this? What you got going on over here, fam? We ain't allow that. That wasn't authorized. Which, is a little bit true. But the other thing I wanted to say real quick, because it's something that I thought was kind of interesting, because someone had asked me the other day, why is it that these other esports are able to channel all this revenue, all this money? And like, a lot of people say that, it's because, fighting games are still on console primarily, so they're not allowed to get any of the big PC sponsorships that are running rampant. And I would say that's a big part of it, but let's be honest. Let me ask you a couple of questions real quick. You ready? How many people do you know have Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, let's just say for the instance, Muhammad Ali tattooed on their body?
Not many.
Okay, do you know anybody with let's say Serena Williams, Sharapova, Tiger Woods? No?
Not personally, but I'm pretty sure there are some people who have them.
Okay, but there might be some people, right? Okay, I understand that. But how many people do you know with tattoos of their favorite team on them somewhere?
Oh, that's a lot more common. Or they just buy the jersey and they're just like, yeah, I'm repping this team. Cloud9. I'm a Cloud9 fanboy.
Because when it comes to like team-based sports, like if you look up the most popular sports, like in terms of watched around the world, team-based sports are dominating. Individual sports, most of them are either dropping off in ratings or, their ratings are stagnant, or the ones that are on the come up still have nothing on the baseballs of the world, because most of these team-based sports, you can put this whole thing, this little spin on it called, this is my region. And even if you ain't never played a down of football in your life, you will still have people who were born in Dallas, Texas, who watch the Cowboys play, and when the Cowboys win, what they say, we won. Not Dak won, we won. That's us. They be like, we bleed blue over here if you're in New York. But nah, we bleed blue over here, bro. We bleed blue over here, B. We the Giants. Y'all know what this is. Like, it's this whole culture of us. Like, if you watch, like, let's say, a fighting game tournament and there's two different people, you'll get some people who cheer for both, but I mean, like, they're cheering for the hype of the game for the most part, The closest thing you get to, like, a battle cry in terms of, like, us versus them is something that you can't even really monetize when, they're like, USA, 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 when it's the last United States competitor in the tournament.
Stuff like that, or they, like, shout out a certain player's name, or, But, like, in pool play, in, like, FPS tournaments, if you watch, like, Call of Duty and you see Optic versus FaZe or something like that, right? Like, boy, their fans are going mayhem wild. Like, have you seen Overwatch League? Like, I'm talking about for the intros, people are like EX nutting all around the arena. Like, it's just like splooge everywhere. Here comes the Soul Dynasty, and it's just like, you might as well have Patrick Star in the background. Like, they got the little thunder sticks and they're just clapping away. And like, you go to CEO and you'll hear, like, when somebody's intro pops, everybody in that room isn't cheering. Like, it's not always big super omega pop, especially not for their whole walk down the ramp. Oh yeah.
So, it's definitely a little interesting on that dynamic of how, like, it's so much easier to move merch when you're one of the big team-based esports in a team-based game. Because I don't know if you saw this. When we went to DragonCon, there was a bunch of people who were cosplaying as an esports team.
Yeah.
Like, they all had different members of, I think it was Optic? Green and white jersey. I think it was, they had a bunch of Optic jerseys. And, like, I noticed one of the names. I'm like, that's not that guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're cosplaying as the team. All right, I get it. And I don't really see too many people like, yo, who are you, dog? I'm cosplaying K-Brad. Like, that's not.
Yeah, that's not a common thing, and that's not something a lot of people would know. So it wouldn't work out too well for you.
Yeah, so, like, the FGC is still in the, I don't want to say obscurity zone of esports, because, I mean, people know us. Like, they see it now. Like, they've come so far that no one can say that, oh, y'all are just minuscule and irrelevant.
Yeah, it's just really difficult to, like, prove to people that, you're repping that scene and things like that. Because unless you're, talking about Justin Wong or Daigo because of, like, Moment 37 and stuff like that, it's hard to really put it out there. But it's become a lot more common now than before, but it's still got a little bit of ways to go as far as not being in the realm of obscurity.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But yeah, there's other things going on in the world besides esports. I know, that's shocking, correct. But speaking of games out there, have you heard of this game called Fortnite?
Tell me about it. Is that the game where you built the blocks and you're a person and it's all colorful?
Oh, you mean Roblox? Or are you talking about Minecraft?
Oh,
because I mean, whoa, there's different dimensions. But yes, you do build things in it. But you also you shoot things. Okay, this is starting to sound more like Roblox by the fucking minute. But yeah,
no. Fortnite, the Roblox ripoff.
Roblox 2, Fortnite. Oh God, I know some people are triggered right now, dude.
Yeah, but you
PTSD.
also dance in that game, right?
Yeah, you sure this isn't Roblox too? I mean, anyways, Fortnite has a lot of dancing emotes that you can buy for, their eShop currency over there. And, some of them are dances like the Millie Rock, the Shoot, various dances that have come from pop culture, specifically the rap genre. And now you have a couple of rappers and a bunch of journalistic sites saying that this might be cultural appropriation and that the rappers may have a case and may be able to get some coin off of the Fortnite developers because they're technically selling what they would like to call one of their intellectual properties, the dance itself. And one thing I will say that's interesting about this is I don't really think they have a case, but I do think it's a little suspect to not even put where the dances came from in the game itself, because in the game itself they literally just took and just changed, no, this is the shoot now. Some of them they changed the name of the dance.
Yeah, that's wherein lies the problem, because the main reason why they're doing this is because there's no they get no credibility. It's like artists who draw someone who draws like a super great Bowsette picture, and then everyone's like, oh my god, look at this Bowsette is amazing, and then the person who posted it was like, yeah, I really like this, you guys like this picture I found, yeah, it's really nice, I drew it. And then the artist comes out and is like, no. And that's it. Because they didn't shout out the artist, nobody knows who the artist is. Nobody knows who they are. And they have to go back into obscurity. They're making all this amazing art, but they get nothing, even though they're the person that had that particular thing and it blew up. And everybody's like, oh my God, this is the best picture I've ever laid my eyes on. And then the person who posted it gets all the clout and then maybe even get some money or something like that.
Well, here's why I think there's a little bit of a difference between that and what's going on. See, Fortnite as an asset in and of itself is a game where you build, you shoot, you got PvE, you got PvP. For the most part, it's technically, for the part that most people care about, it's free to play. And it's a game, primarily, right? Dancing is in itself one of the most peripheral things about said game. Now, that being said, when you put money into the game, you obviously are going to get this virtual currency that you can now spend on whatever in-game items. The in-game items, there are a couple that are those aforementioned dances. So technically, they're not spending money on the dances. I think people think oh, yeah, Fortnite is it's not the dance game. Because if you think about it, there's games out there like Just Dance. And they obviously had to pay to use the license to use the music, but I don't think they've ever had to pay for the license to use some of the dance moves.
But they do give credit out to...
Oh, I know they give credit. I mean, obviously they do, because it's in the song.
It's
not like they changed the song name. But that game is primarily about dancing, so that's why they would have to do it. Because dancing is the primary thing.
It's not about that. It's about the fact that the dancing is the part of Fortnite that's becoming the most popular, and the people who invented those dances that are giving it its popularity are getting no credit whatsoever about these dances. And now you have kids making making videos of themselves doing the dance, and it's yeah, I'm doing the Fortnite dance, and it's no, you're actually doing the dance that this rapper made, and that was his claim to fame, and then everybody just kind of let him fade into obscurity, and now he doesn't even get his claim to fame. All right, well, looks like that shits on that guy's career and his life and his goals, which is awful for them, because they were known for that. That's their only thing that they've got now, and even that gets taken away. And so it's okay, at least just tell people, hey, the Millie Rock was invented by 2 Millie. That's why it's called the Millie Rock. So that people can be like, oh,
yeah, but I'm talking about they're trying to. From what I heard, they're trying to sue in terms of getting the compensation. They're trying to get the big money off of obviously the dance. That's in the game.
Yeah, I get that. They're trying to get royalties.
I don't think you're going to be able to get royalties off of, because it's hard to copyright something that is a movement. You know what I'm saying? Like the hammer dance, for instance. People can do the hammer dance all they want, but at the end of the day, you know it's the hammer dance. So maybe they can win something like, yeah, all right, you guys just gotta change the name and give them some credit, but I don't really think that's something you could take them to court for specifically. I mean, this is obviously charting new ground. So this is going to be something that's new. But like, for example, there's some of the dances that they have on there are very simplistic moves, and you can't really copyright like a simplistic move. Like you can obviously copyright choreography because that's a sequence of moves that had to be put together and specifically chose by someone and put together for a presentation.
I mean, as far as that goes, the whole point is to bring up the conversation of can you copyright a dance? I think one of the big things that's making this lawsuit popular is Chance coming out and being like, can we actually like copyright something like a dance? Can we copyright this so that we get the notoriety that we deserve for making this popular enough for them to see it and be like, oh, I'm going to put this in my game because, the kids are going to love it. Stuff like that. As far as the money goes, I'm not expecting them to get a lot of money just because it's Epic Games and it's not Epic's. I don't really think it's too much Epic's fault that the proper notoriety wasn't put in the game. But at the same time, it's like they should adjust it so that the proper people get notoriety for having their dances in the game because they're the reason why those dances are in the game. Like you can't tell me that if Crank That was in the game that people would just all of a sudden not give shout out to Soldier Boy because of it, because he made that popular, and that's why they would put it in the game because people will recognize it. So copyright a dance. I agree with that, but they're trying to see if there's like some possible way to do it so that they can get the notoriety they need, and so that when other people are trying to take something from like 1990 that's been out for ages and make it sound like it's like the new wave because of them, that that person can come out and be like, no, this paper here states that I invented that. Thank you.
Give me my royalties.
Give me my royalties will be an interesting one for dances, but yeah. I mean, it's just because they're trying to.
But I just think it's interesting because the money that goes to the company goes to the virtual currency. That's the part where it's interesting on how the money part of this is going to work. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, it's not like the money directly, like, you spend the money, you get the dance directly. Like, if anything, what you would see game companies like this do would just be like, all right, we'll just remove them. Now nobody knows.
I mean, but it's too late for something like that. If they remove it, they'll get way more flack now than ever because people are already aware of those dances.
I mean, you're right, but I mean, this is the internet. There's a good chance that those rappers will get the backlash, and that'll be the woo lad.
I mean, they'll get some backlash, of course, from mostly Fortnite.
The Fortnite teeny boppers,
people who don't understand the culture that it comes from, and that's like also part of the point. Like people who have no idea about the culture that any of that stuff came from are like the ones who are in their car blasting the same songs or doing the dance in school or out in public, like, oh, look at me, I'm cool because I'm doing this, and it's like you don't even understand where that came from. Like you don't even understand what that like represents.
There are Fortnite dance classes now, folks. Like I don't know if you guys knew that, but there's actually classes that are unaffiliated with Epic Games, but there are classes now where you pay money to learn how to do those specific dances. However, the thing is, when you go to those classes, they're not called like hip hop dance classes. They're called Fortnite dance classes.
And that's the problem, because Fortnite is benefiting off of hip hop dances. And now people are like, yeah, these are Fortnite dances. And it's like, no, those are hip hop dances that are in Fortnite.
Like somebody was telling me that like a Snoop Dogg dance is in the game. Cause like I said, I've never played Fortnite.
Yeah, I think a dance he does and like drop it like it's hot is in the game or
like
something.
Like the one where he looks like he's whipping the car.
Yeah, that's drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, and then they, that's in the game, and like people are like, oh, the Fortnite dance, and it's just like, nah, man. If I was assaulted like that by the MomoCon DJ, nah, fam, I know what song this is. A little bit of an inside joke. I'm sure you'll hear that story on the podcast soon enough.
Yeah, the whole thing is really complicated because of the fact that the artists are trying to say that the dance is an art, and just like their music or any other like form of art that they put out, they want that kind of recognition for putting it out there. Like, you wouldn't take somebody's song and put it in your game and just like completely not even tell them that it's in your game, and then they find out by playing it, and they're like, so you guys gonna like cut me a check or something for the money that you for using my song?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's this thing that's a little bit different about that. Their song, if I hear it in the game, I'm technically hearing something that I would normally have to purchase for free. I will never have to purchase a dance from a rapper. That's where it comes into that ambiguity and that little.
I mean, not yet.
Yo, if I have to if that happens, I'll be like, I'm deaf. I don't listen to music no more.
Hey man, you purchased the class that teaches you the dance, so that's a little 6 degrees of separation right there.
So I walk into the dance studio, my screen just fades to black. I walk out, dance unlocked.
That's exactly how real life works.
It's gonna be a dancing skill tree, folks. All right. Oh man, I knew Ghost Ride the Whip, but you can only learn 4 moves. Would you like to unlearn Ghost Ride the Whip?
Hey man, if we get to that conspiracy bag, then as they say, those computer chips are gonna make life just like that in the future.
1,
right?
2,
like Black Mirror.
1, 2, poof. Ninja Bread forgot Ghost Ride the Whip, and he learned the shoot.
Like, okay. I don't think the lawsuit is going to go very well for them, but
at least gets a conversation started, which, I mean, that may be more valuable than anything else, but like,
yeah,
I just don't see how they're going to translate royalties of a dance move that's in a video game. Because at that point, then it's like, there are similar dances out there to some of these dances, obviously not all of them, clearly.
Yeah, a lot of the people who in the lawsuit don't understand that Fortnite doesn't make a lot of money off of most things, and Fortnite is played a lot because it's a free to play game. Well, because Battle Royale mode is free to play,
yeah,
which is funny,
and that's the main thing that everyone jumped into, to the point to where now I think every game that has a gun in it is like Battle Royale. Like Battle Royale is the new zombies at this point. There, I said it.
Well, Battle Royale hasn't been like new as far as media in general, because like all those dystopian, Hunger Games, that is a ripoff of Battle Royale, and Battle Royale was pretty well known, and the book, the movie, all that was pretty well known. Hunger Games, take it a step further, made it pretty well known in the US because they took the same concept, and they made it famous. And then that's when you had like other like dystopian, like Battle Royale based teen movies.
I mean, if you want to get real technical, I mean, you could say Hunter x Hunter technically.
we could, but
One
that
of
was
those
only for
initial
what?
concepts, man.
That was for like the beginning of
That's
the
what I'm
series
saying.
for
The
the first.
initial concept, like it was there.
Yeah. But yeah, Battle Royale was everywhere, and now that like they took the concept and put it in a game, because it's so easy to just say, "Oh yeah, you just start off as a regular NPC with nothing. Like you literally have nothing, and then you got to find your weapons and all your other stuff, and then you just got to like take out everybody else, and then you win."
Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest concept for any game ever, besides like Newgrounds Stick Fighter or something like that, you know. So
Yo, the Silent Hill fighting game on Newgrounds is still. They still didn't finish it. I'm mad. I waited 2 years. I was like, "No, we have got to see. We have got to see the ending of this." And then 2 years later, someone had mentioned it in the comment section of a video that I recorded a while ago, and they were like, "Yo, man, are you ever gonna get back to this?" And I was like, "Hold on." I went. They didn't finish it, guys. It's abandoned. It's abandonware, guys. Ripperoni. I'll never see how Pyramid Head plays, bro. Sad days. But yeah.
well, you never know. Newgrounds will get back to it, or they'll go out of business or something.
Is Newgrounds even still up? I actually don't know. Like I have no.
I think it is.
Newgrounds. Yep, it's still there. And what do I see? What do you think is the first thing you see on that page?
Hentai.
Who wears the crown art contest? That's right.
Oh, jeez.
It was a Bowsette art contest. Actually, wait, no, it is Boo with her tits out. All right. There's Booette, Chompette, Bowsette, and the grand prize was a Nintendo Switch.
Of course it was.
I mean, that makes about as much sense, and you know. But yeah, apparently this website is still thriving. I'm afraid to click the art section because I'm afraid of what I'd find. Okay, most of that seems safe for work. And I'm going back.
All right then.
Mistakes were definitely made there, fam. GG's, no rees. But yeah,
I told you, man.
very interesting how that, right?
Yeah, actually, Newgrounds is the way that I actually got to hentai in the first place, because that site was awful and had ads for it everywhere.
You're like, what the heck is hentai? Oh,
it's like I'm just trying to come here and read some nice old comics and play some stick Metal Slug.
you're not trying to watch Super Mario Bros. Z?
No, I'm all good.
Or was it Super Mario Bros? Like, y'all know the shit. It was like, but I think the dude's name was Alvin Earthworm. Don't ask how I remember that, but it was It was legit. Sonic characters, Mario characters, various other universe characters showing up from other video games, and it was like written like Dragon Ball Z. It was a Flash animation. I want to say it was like 20 episodes, and they're all like half an hour long. Like, oh boy. Nah. There was way too much effort put into that. Let me tell you.
Newgrounds somehow got me into the Final Fantasy Sonic comics, where it was literally like this dude made comics of Sonic characters in the Final Fantasy VII like setting, kind of like a similar story, and he had like an OC as the bad guy, who. It was like a Dark Cloud at first, and then literally the OC like turned into Sonic to like trick people, and then it became like an off-color Sonic to become OC version, and he had his own Sonic OC as one of the characters in the comic and stuff, and it was it was.
Yeah, I will tell you two things that I probably should not tell anybody about what I saw on Newgrounds. So there was this one dating sim game. My friend
had a lot of those.
My friend Ryan was like, "Yo, this is a game that I play." It's like he's like, "Yo, it's like mad addicting." And like, basically, you start off as this dude, and like the gimmick was there was the super popular girl that was like, I'm into all the lewd stuff. I'll suck your dick raw from the back. Like all that like nasty super kink stuff nonsense. But like you had to have like maximum swagger, at least like maximum money and like something else, right? And like you could go into like there was like this like school area and like you could get into a fight, you could shoot up, like do drugs.
Wow.
or masturbate. And like the fighting game mini game like would like, you know, raise your toughness and charisma. The masturbating would somehow do something with charisma, I think. I don't remember. And then there was like you shoot up heroin and like your confidence goes up and it's like some nonsense, dude. And like the first two people that you're supposed to fight in the fighting mini game are like, you know, pushovers. Then this third dude is like Brock Lesnar, who's a Super Saiyan, who like got married to Broly, had a kid, and that kid is now 4 elephants. Like that, it was like once again that was not fair. And I was like, what is even happening here? And then apparently, like, then there's like, you know, the ugly girl who's like your best friend from like school.
Oh.
So like your affinity with them is like super high already. And like at the end of the game, you're supposed to choose one apparently. And like I think it's like had a day-night system, so eventually you waste all your stamina points and you gotta go to sleep. Somehow within the first 20 minutes of me playing that game with him there, I broke the money, so the money says NAN. Like I said, not a applicable number. And basically I had infinite money. So we beat so we beat the game in like 40 minutes and we're like, well, that was the thing. And then like when you beat the game, like it's just like you walk into like the popular lady's house and like she's on the bed and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And like, yeah, I remember we're like 12 or 13 at the time. Then there's like this other girl that's like making out. I was like, oh well, that's cool. Then like you just slap one of them and she falls on the floor and then you just like go to town on them. I'm like, oh, this is not what I thought we had going on here.
Yeah, Newgrounds was wild, and it had a lot of stuff like that. And I just don't understand why so many people made stuff like that. Like, why would you add masturbation as like one of the things you can do in a dating sim? Like that, like who who thought that was a good idea? Who thought any of that like was like, yeah, this is what the kids want to do? And it's like this is what everybody wants to do on this site. And it's like, no.
And there's some games that just explicitly just have rape. Like like apparently there's a huge it's a genre of games. And I know about this genre. Well, no, not dating sims. There's another genre, which I mean, I guess technically it's a subgenre of dating sims, I guess. So I remember a while ago, a couple of my friends, I was like, yo, I'm trying to find games on Patreon. Because, you know, like there's a lot of games on Kickstarter that are terrible. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to see if there were games on Patreon that were terrible. And there's pretty much a genre called the meat and fuck games.
Wow.
And like, it's supposed to be these big overarching narratives where you just meet random characters, you do certain objectives, and then you get the plot. That's how that works. And then there's just like some where it's just like the option is smack her in the face and rape her right here. And it's like, hello?
I mean, that's essentially what dating sims are, or at least were in Japan, but not to that extreme. They didn't give you that option to do all that wild nonsense, but it was about like meeting and then like you know, having those moments. But jeez, of course you had people who you know didn't leave their houses often, and they were on Newgrounds and they're like, oh man, it'd be really edgy if you could do this. And then they put it in the game, and it just catches on.
In Japan, there was a legit game called Rape Play, which was literally like a rapist version of The Sims. Like the entire, like it was just scenarios where you rape, and I'm just like, this is what's good in the streets over there. This is what's good going on across the big pond. Like, that's how we do.
Needless to say, we grew up during the Wild Wild West, so
we out here just high nooning. Like, it is definitely not what I expected coming out of life. I'm just saying that was what we like to call newfound oofs.
Oh yeah.
Then apparently in Japan, there's like this huge thing where people are dating like virtual dating sim girls that are in their 3DSs and PSPs. And I'm like, look, You've gone further beyond than I ever could in any realm of life.
That is one of the many reasons Japan is suffering, where to a point where they're like the future of Japan is suffering because dudes don't want to like go out and meet real women. They just want to stay home and meet 2D girls, and it's like, how? Apparently the dating scene is very awful in Japan because of things like that, which just remember, boys and girls, go outside every once in a while. You'll have some new experiences. You'll learn some things. It's a lot better than making a Newgrounds game where you get to like beat up on women and stuff, because that's just wrong.
It's wild, right?
Yeah, it's wild that like you have like actual people who are choosing to stay at home and worship a character who's not real over like, you know, a real person who wants to like just treat them well.
I mean, good luck with that, my G. Word, like that's.
And I mean, considering the times that we're in, I mean that real girl, that 3D girl, may want to dress up as the 2D girl just to please you. Like it doesn't make sense. He's like, no, I'll stay home with my 3DS. Thank you. Goodbye.
Hey, sometimes a 2D girl better than any girl. Apparently,
Whoa.
I don't agree with that, but I mean that seems to be what a lot of the kids are subscribing to these days. Go outside, people. Please.
If I ever get to that point, then I'm giving you a sign. Just end it all. Take me out, because I've told you that someone else is taking over my body and I don't need it anymore.
So you just go like, yo, you are authorized. Just give me the L.
Yeah, if I say the word 2D girls are better than 3D girls, then you know that I've given up, or I'm not there anymore.
The body snatcher is taking over.
Yeah, that's not me. That's an imposter.
Who are you, and what have you done with the real fraudulence? It's not going down like that, man. But yeah, man, Newgrounds, what a place, what a place. And no, we're not saying Newgrounds is all bad. We're not trying to poop all over Newgrounds. There was definitely a good, wholesome charm to a lot of things that Newgrounds had. There were a lot of content creators that obviously had a lot to offer. Were very talented individuals. But once you found that dark side, that dark spot, unseeable. Mm-hmm. It would taint your entire view of the website. Especially when you see like if you ever read the reviews for some of those games, like, you know, there's like a little review section, and it'll be stuff like, well, you know, the third girl with the green hair who was supposed to be a succubus, well, I tried to put my dick in her ass and like the game just like wouldn't let me do it. So like, you should add anal, otherwise perfect game.
Whoa. It's like, you should leave home.
Yeah, right? And then like, or my personal favorite, there's a video of this dude like legit reading out these reviews, and there's just one where it's just like, so that when I tried to force her on the ground, you should make it so where when you force one of the girls on the ground, it at least lets you have your way with her. That's really hot. And it's like, I mean, whoa. You know, I mean, like, I don't like Chief. There are many moves to life, and I don't think this is it.
Yep. See, there's regular you and internet search history you. Once it gets to a point where regular you is gone and there's only internet search history you, then it's too late.
It's too late. You got to be destroyed.
Yep.
It's mission failed. There will be no next time. Sorry, fam.
I have no other options.
Wait, Mega Man dropped today?
Yeah.
Man, I am L's.
I know.
L's everywhere.
The thing about Mega Man 11 though is that I heard this on Super Best Friends. They're describing it as safe, like it's a safe sequel, and that's the most sensible description of it ever. Like, it is just a Mega Man game, and I guess 2.5D with like a new like comeback mechanic sort of thing that they added to it. That's interesting, but like it's still just a Mega Man. It's still just a regular like Mega Man game, and so some people who are like diehard Mega Man fans are like super for it, but like me personally, I'm not, because if I want to play like a regular like Mega Man game, I could play one of the old ones.
Mm-hmm.
This one has its good things, but something I'll buy like later along the lines when it like goes on sale or something like that. Because I don't think I'm gonna be like super excited while playing it or anything.
I hear you. I can understand that. Also, thank you for the follow, Madman. We did take notice of it. Thank you for supporting you boys. But yeah, other than that, is there any other things that you want to put on the docket tonight? I think we have time for one more big topic.
I'm trying to think. Smash Ultimate. Nintendo came out with the most like obvious announcement ever, where they were like, "Oh, hey, yeah, we're gonna slow down on the character announcements since the game is coming in December, and December is getting close." Two things. One, that means that there are more characters that they have to announce, which is why people keep making these articles that I'm so tired of seeing, which are, "Oh, which third-party character do you want to see in Smash Ultimate? Crash Bandicoot? A character from Xenoblade?" Like, it's like, okay, I get it. They, included third-party characters, and it'd be cool if Crash Bandicoot is in Smash, but like, stop asking me and stop making polls about it. Like, we know that people want Crash Bandicoot to be in the game. Like, that doesn't.
But here's the thing: they've done this with every single. I could probably go back to like I guess since Sonic and Snake broke in with Brawl.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at Smash 4 or anything like that, there were people saying Crash Bandicoot then.
Yeah, that's the problem. And then you've got the like crazies who are like, "Put Waluigi in the game," and it's like, but he's an assist trophy.
Like, it is legit. It's legit wild. Like, for example, there's a Super Cheats. You guys can look this up if you guys remember supercheats.com or Game Winners, right?
I remember Game Winners. I used to.
But yeah, over here it says how to unlock Crash Bandicoot. Cheat for Super Smash Brothers Brawl. I kid you not. Here's the post. First beat classic mode with all other characters. Then go to Green's melee stage and eat every apple off the tree. After both these things are done, beat a level 9 Mario on the Hanabo stage 99 times in the same battle with any character except for Sonic, Snake, Game & Watch, or ROB. Then Crash will challenge you. Beat him to unlock him.
That reminds me of this is probably the reason why Sonic was put in Brawl, because I think the rumor was that he was actually supposed to be in Melee, but last minute he wasn't. So there was like the April Fool's thing where they were like, "Oh, if you beat Cruel Melee or one of those challenges, then you get Sonic." But it was like the hardest one, and people grinded that out super hard. And like the picture was so like believable of like Sonic appearing as like a new challenger.
I remember that exact challenge, but they used it for Toad, and I was like, "Wait, do we get both?"
That was probably the best April Fool's joke, because so many people like spent so many hours trying to do this only to find out the Sonic is not in the game.
I mean, well, that is true. It only worked because it was that era. There was that time period where not everybody was internet savvy. Like now, a game come out at midnight, you can go to sleep, eat breakfast, go ahead, go to school or go to work. By the time you get home, we know 87% of anything we will ever know about that game that day.
Not even that. Now, all that has to happen is like a demo or a patch comes out, and you've got data miners who like strip that clean and go, "Hey, I see this file here that says it says Crash Bandicoot. Obviously, this means that Crash Bandicoot is going to be."
I mean, you saw what happened. You saw what happened to Pokemon Sun and Moon. They're like, "Oh yeah, all these Pokemon are getting Alolan forms. There's new moves in the game. There's things called Z moves," and we were like, "Man, you lying, Mr. Data Miner." Sure enough. That's exactly what you got. And
Nothing
then
is safe anymore.
exactly, like we would be surprised if a game could come out with no no blemishes. Like I'll tell you right now, there's one game that I cared about that was able to do it, Guacamelee 2. Some people who love Guacamelee 1 didn't even know there was a Guacamelee 2. I didn't find out about it until mid-September. It had been out since August 21st.
Yeah, I heard about it when it got announced, and then I forgot all about it until it actually came out. It's pretty solid.
I mean, it's more of the first one, and they are one of the developers who finally realized, as an indie title, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
Yep.
Sometimes you just gotta let what worked in the first game rock in the sequel. You can add some nuances and some things here and there, but I mean, let's be honest, we know what we hear.
Yeah. Speaking on leaks, though, I have a nice little theory here that Nintendo might be like intentionally putting out fake leaks, because I've read like 3 or 4 different sets of like leaks that have been quote unquote data mined or like coming from a great source or whatever for character reviews.
Yo, you lagged out super hard right there.
And only like
you lagged out super.
Okay.
You said character reveals. Oh God, the Shadowrealm is taking
leaks
him
for like character reveals and like every once in a while.
Yo, my dude, are you in a lag storm? Like, hello?
All
right, you're good now. You're good now.
Okay.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, that was really random. But yeah, all these leaks have all these like amazing list of all these. It's like, oh, this character from Xenoblade Chronicles is going to be here, and this character and that character, and only like bits and pieces of them are getting actually announced in Smash Ultimate. So I feel like
there's some bait.
The reason. Yeah, that's the reason why we haven't gotten that one leak list that has just been completely right so far, because Nintendo knows that people will like put out leaks because of all the crazy leaks that have come out with games before for things that they were gonna put in the games and then like took out last minute and stuff. And so they're putting out all these like fake things so that everyone doesn't go, oh, well, this guy was right so far, so that means that Spyro the Dragon is going to be in Smash also, and so is Ken, and stuff like that.
Okay, here's the thing about Spyro. Most of us are just happy he got a game.
A game that'll eventually come.
I mean, to be fair, isn't it just a remake of like the first 3?
Exactly.
Maybe some new content here and there, but for the most part, it's just a remake. So
I don't know why they're pushing it back so much, but hey, it'll be
my boy Rayman has become a background character in his own universe, though. Like that's mad disrespectful.
The rabbits have become more popular than.
I mean, the Rabbids got a crossover game with Mario without Rayman.
Yeah. You have like Rabbit versions of actual Mario characters in Mario games now.
Press F to pay respects for Mr. Rayman.
But what was I saying? The leaks, the character. Oh, did you hear about the Ken rumor? Like, did you see the screenshot?
No, I didn't see the screenshot. I heard about the rumor. I haven't seen any screenshot though.
Yeah, there was a screenshot of the Splatoon stage, and it had four characters. Like 3 of them were like regular Smash Bros. Characters, and one of them was Ken. And like it legitimately looked like a regular like Ken model in the game. Like it didn't look like some sort of mod for Smash 4 or anything weird like that. It was just a screenshot of Smash Ultimate with Ken standing there. He looked like he might be like an Echo Fighter for you. So now the rumors are intensifying that Ken is going to be in Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, I think I've seen that picture. But here's what's weird about it, right? So in that picture, I'm pretty sure you noticed that the fighters were Ivysaur, Pichu, Ken, and Pac-Man, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the thing that I thought was interesting was the Ken picture. He doesn't have a portrait.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
But the other thing is, there's another picture out there where it's Ivysaur, Pikachu, Ryu, Pac-Man. And it's on the same stage, but the background's different. But they're standing in literally the same position. So I thought that was really, really odd.
I hope that picture is a fake, because if it's not, then they're using the Street Fighter 4 model of Ken, which is like probably the doofiest looking model of Ken so far.
Man, Street Fighter 5, the one with the hair, bro.
Nah, man, the hair's kind of sick.
I'll end the podcast right here, fam. What we are not about to do is pass that off as the good move.
Look, compare that to the battle outfit where he has the awful fries as hair. And, I'll take the banana peel. I mean, that's just a result of
I'm not talking about I'm talking about the fries. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about the banana peel, because I'll take that. I mean, if it weren't for Street Fighter 5 awful use of Unreal Engine 4, which is still surprising, Ken would have looked a lot better hair wise if they put more detail into it and it didn't like clip through everything.
Well, all the hair in that game is pretty bad, to be honest.
Awful.
Like Laura's hair is like giving herself like open breast surgery like every 10 seconds of the goddamn map.
Oh my god. And then there's like the moment where it like freaks out, and so it's like trembling and whatnot, and also clipping through her body.
It's kind of like what would happen when like a character in like the Halo games would get stuck in a wall and their body would just like start ragdolling, and all you hear in the background is
oh my God. I'd rather they put like a Street Fighter 2 Ken or something. I don't know. The Street Fighter 5 would be optimal, just because I like the whole like, oh, he took the gi off and he like tied it around himself, because Ken is laid back. Ken DPs on Wake Up and whatnot. So
Ken don't care.
Ken don't care. He's he's the American guy. He's got the wife. He's got the kid. He's got the money. Ken doesn't doesn't have a care in the world. So he's just out to have fun and fight Ryu.
Hey, yo, Ryu, knuckle up. Yo, speaking of knuckle up, do you remember that terrible movie Blood and Bone?
Oh, yeah, with Michael J. White.
Yeah. Tastes like a Timberland boot.
Oh. They just wanted to see Michael J. White, beat up people. That's all that movie was for.
Okay, you call him Michael J. I call him Michael J. I know it's tomato or tomato, but like I have got to get the canonical term, because I've heard other people say Michael J. I've heard people in trailers say Michael J. White.
I've always heard Michael J. Like especially when the Spawn movie like first came out and stuff, people were saying Michael J. White. I didn't hear Michael J. until like years later.
Well, I'm sure someone in the comment section will be able to correct this at some point.
Yeah, Michael J. White fan 56 will come through with the real pronunciation for us.
Because when you say Michael J., like you think about the end this with Fox. I'm like, yo, no, that man's body has given up on him, dog. Like,
hey, he's laying low. He's enjoying his.
Oh man, you not heard what Michael J. White said about himself, bro?
No.
I think he has.
He has Parkinson's.
Yeah, there you go. And like, there was a video of an interview where he described what it's like to have Parkinson's. And he said it feels like your bones are shattering every time you wake up. I'm like,
oh no!
I was like,
SpongeBob character. Every night I break my arms, and then every day I break my legs. He's like, my bones are all made of glass.
Yeah, like it's just, big . But yeah, outside of that, that's pretty much all I have to say about that issue. Is we hope it's fake. I think more games that are high profile just have to start putting fake files in their game.
Yeah, because hearing about Street Fighter Five Season 4, first off, hearing about that being a thing is kind of disappointing because I want them to move on. Because even though there's rumors that there's going to be another cinematic story, you can't have another cinematic story without putting Gil somewhere in there, which means Gil would have to either be a Season 4 character or he's just going to be somewhere in the story and it's going to be really disappointing. So
Yeah.
just make a Street Fighter 6.
And the other thing I wanted to say is they said they wanted Street Fighter 5 to be like a service, which means it would have to last at least 5 years. For some reason, I don't think we're getting that, but we'll see. We'll see, Capcom. We'll see.
I don't think it'll last that long with the way that they're doing things. Because look at all the costume packs that have come out. Look at this Darkstalkers costume pack that came out, and first off, someone actually pointed out that they missed the best opportunity for a costume. They didn't give Fang a Lele costume, which
they don't care about Fang. They don't. We have seen that for the entire lifespan. Let's not act like them ignoring Fang is anything new.
They don't care about Lele. That's why it goes together.
Right.
But yeah, that pack was awful. First off, why is Ed getting all the cool costumes?
Because they really want to push that new generation. I mean, that's what they want to do.
But like Ed's story is like kind of awful. He's like a vessel that has psycho energy because Bison is literally like breeding him to be his next like vessel. Like when I die, I'm gonna like use you to come back to life. And Ed's just kind of like, you know what? Nah, I don't want to be a part of that. And Balrog's like, you know what, kid? You're right. That's an awful life for you. I'm gonna just spring you out of here. And then he meets Falk, who literally she's just only been in the Shadowrealm base. And then Ed just opens the door. Hey, you come with us? Because I'm leaving. And that's it. By the way, the character stories in Street Fighter V are awful.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you there, Chief.
Cinematic story is the only thing that gives you anything good for the lore, and like I actually care about the Street Fighter lore, so it's just really annoying that like the character stories are supposed to like expand on all that stuff and like say like, hey, why is Sagat here? It's like, oh, Sagat has a tiger and the Dark Ado came after him and now he understands Ryu a little bit more. Well, that's that. Hey, who's this G character? Oh man, he's so mysterious and he looks a lot like Q. He acts a lot like Q. He's got a Q costume. Tell me more about him. Oh, he's a meme.
Oh, dude. But yeah, last thing I wanted to say real quick is just look, I know I said it last week, and I said that Bowsette had to stop. But now I see so much of it. I could scroll through my timeline. I don't care who sees my timeline at this point. They know what's up. If you, I mean, at this point, it's just there, and it's just like, and she's just bent over, and her ass is opening up. All right, let me just keep on moving with my day. Like,
I'm glad I don't have the same friends.
Oh no, I have a lot of friends who are just into lewd art and lewd models. And speaking of lewd, what about Lewdtober? Because apparently that's a thing. I learned about that today.
Oh, you didn't know about that? That's been a thing for like maybe like a year or two.
I know I've known about Inktober. Lewdtober.
Yeah.
Apparently I wasn't.
Two, the difference between the people that you follow with and the people that I follow and I'm friends with is that yours are interludes and they have no shame about it. Mine, interludes, all the shame about it. They're like, you know what? I'll keep that to myself. I'm not going to post this for everybody to see.
Oh, there's people who just don't mind retweeting, and it's just like I just see some girl dressed up as Diva just getting it clapped, and I'm just like, yeah.
Just like, why? Why did you think that was to be shared with everybody?
I was just scrolling and like the text said nerf this, and it's just this girl cosplaying as Diva trying to play Overwatch, and just this dude just giving her the business doggy from the back.
That's the new thing now too.
Oh, that's the wave. That's what we post into the snaps.
Yeah, that's the new wave because like in general, of course, it's a popular character. So people who barely know anything about Overwatch and stuff are doing that to get their clout, get those views. Because it's like, oh, they know you like Diva, so I'm gonna dress up as Diva while that's happening.
All right, I'm gonna send you something on Discord, and I want you to look at that real quick. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen this before. And
yeah,
this is how you appeal to the kids right here. You know, you do all the cool Fortnite dances, right?
I'm mad at you, dog. The Fortnite dances, it's over. You see, you hit him with the folks, hit him with the shoot. She over there hitting with the floss.
Why was it mandatory?
I do not. For all you know, Vince McMahon was like, "That's right. You like to dance, right? You get out there, you break it out." Oh my god, dude. Silver Angel says, "Fuck those Fortnite dances," but they're not even Fortnite dances. Most of them are other people's stuff from other lanes. But it is what it is.
I gotta ask a really quick question because you might know the answer to this because I'm thoroughly confused. Okay. Why is your boy Bolt Strike streaming a bunch of PS2 games? Like right now, he's streaming Dynasty Warriors. What is it? 6, 4, I think. And like, did something happen? Did somebody steal his PS4 and his PC?
No, I think when he went to see, I think when he went to see Otaku, I think a lot of people said you got to open up what you stream a little bit. You can't all like you're grinding yourself into the dirt. You're not going anywhere, so you might want to just. So he's probably taking the time to just relax every now and then. Not making everything melty this, melty that, blaze blue this. Under night all the time.
So PS2 games though, because
what other system he got? What other system he got? Tell me.
That's what I was alluding to, man. Like did somebody take everything else? They only left him with this.
If you boot up his PS4, he ain't got no games. All he got is fighting games. Unless he's gonna boot up Nitro Plus blasters, all right?
I mean, he could. He'll be one of the 2 people who ever. So
all right, I've had enough of you, sir.
Hey man. I'm
Wait,
just
you said some views. Hold on a minute. Let me go to Twitch right now. That's right, I'm doing it. Because now I want to know.
To find Nitro Plus?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and find Nitro.
Look, I'm pretty sure he knows all of the Nitro Plus players in Georgia, so all he has to do is tell them, "Hey guys, I'm streaming your game right now," and they will come in front and center.
You know how many people are streaming? You know how many people are streaming it right now?
5.
It says no results found, my G. and we're in real weeb hours right now.
That's because they're worried about other games. Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yumacon's not even running Nitro Plus, and they run everything.
Yeah, I don't think Yumacon cares about anything that's not like the popular anime games. Like,
no. Let me stop you, Chief. Hold on a minute.
I mean, now.
You're saying now? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if they posted their gaming schedule. Yumacon Gaming. Yep, it's posted. This is what they're running this year. You ready?
Okay.
SoCal 6, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, Blaze Blue Cross Tag.
Yeah, Sailor Moon S is popular.
Ninja Storm 4, Blade Strangers, Justice 2, Under Night, Melty Blood, EX Layer, That's Sailor Moon S. Yeah, that one's Sailor Moon S. There. Guilty Gear, Smash Bros, Rivals, Pokken, Naruto, something 4, SNK SNK Heroines, One Justice, Breaker's Revenge, Marvel 2, Third Strike.
Breaker's Revenge?
Yeah, they're running Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and what else is there?
Oh my.
Windjammers, Capcom vs SNK 2, Ultra 4, and Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Yeah, Alpha 2 is actually like one of the more popular older Street Fighter games. A lot of old heads really like Alpha 2 a lot more than Alpha 3 from what I've seen.
Okay, I did not know that, but hey, Alpha 2.
Shin Blanca, the dude that runs Final Round, he's a big like Alpha 2 head.
Oh, okay, well, that'll make sense. Yeah, they're running more games than we ran at MomoCon, my G.
Yeah, Breaker's Revenge is the surprising one in that list. Everything else is not surprising. Besides, like them going as far back as like being like, hey, let's run an Alpha 2 tournament. They're really trying to like appeal to just people who haven't gone to a tournament in like years because they're like, nah, they don't got the games I like. But Breaker's Revenge, I did never hear anything about.
Hold on, there's more. I missed 2. Kohime Enbu and Kohime Enbu and
Under Night.
No, Under Night was already there.
You already said Blade Arxis. Oh no, you said Blade Strangers. So it's probably Blade Arxis.
No, it was the other Melty Blood.
Oh, Unio? Or wait, they have 2 Melty Blood games? Like Akadenza and then Current Code?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey man, the only thing that's missing there is Fate Unlimited codes.
Boy, they don't want it.
They don't want this one. But yeah, all in all, I think this has been a good episode of the podcast. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. You think?
Yeah. I mean, besides that ridiculous game list that they've got for Yumicon, yeah, I can't think of anything else. Momocon should follow suit. You know, just run games from that list and that list only.
Oh man. So yeah, I think we've been live for almost 2 hours now. So thank you guys for joining. Make sure when you watch this, you share it with your friends, you spread it, you tell other people about it. We're talking about all the topics and tech, nerd, and geek, all that other hot trash hashtag paraphernalia you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also feel free to follow both of us and tweet at me whatever you want. It doesn't matter if you're trying to argue with me about something, if you're trying to praise me about something, it doesn't matter. I'm always up for a discussion.
Yeah, you can be like, yo man, I'm just letting you know, I'm starting to believe that internet history is starting to come out too much, and I'm gonna think you need to check yourself right now, dude. Let them know. You gotta let them know. You gotta keep him on his toes.
Yeah.
That being said, I'll be editing this together probably tomorrow, so this should be posted Wednesday. If not, definitely Thursday. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been the Shadowrealm Podcast. This has been your boy, Ninja Bread God. And your boy,
SubtleFraudulence.
Till next time. Thank you for the new follows. Thank you for the people who went ahead and made sure they wanted to make their stay not just temporary in the Shadow Realm. Till next time, guys. Also, y'all got to stop bullying these poor cosplayers because, man. Well, except Momokun. She can get to work.